It's totally soggy. There's no way.
We on?
Yeah, we're on. Chris Skinner Whitehall is now live with the Mountain Rouge Project. Meet your Borough Council. Anybody on yet? We're going to do some announcements before we roll. Before we get this rolling.
You can do it.
Announcements. Let's see here. First and foremost, thanks to the Angela Theater for allowing us to use this space. And don't forget drone soccer tryouts. Come explore drone soccer sessions free March 28th, 29th, and 30th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Reservations are required. Try it out and experience the thrill. It is pretty fun. I just got to look at the whole arena, and it's pretty awesome looking. It's going to be fun, so check it out. Drone soccer here at the Angela. Also, support those who support us. The Channel 1 Methed Up News second annual Easter egg hunt, April 12th, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., 1201 East Broad Street in Tamaqua. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be bands. There's going to be fun. There's going to be prizes. Sponsors are there, and it's going to be a good time. So check out Channel 1's Easter egg hunt. And then last but not least, the community meeting on the 29th. It's a Saturday, 10 o'clock. Coffee, donuts, meet the candidates. And speaking of meeting candidates, we have a candidate here with us today. She is Robyn Pezza. Ooh, we need to have an applause thing here.
Yay! Hi, Coaldale.
Hi, Coaldale. Robyn is running for Borough Council. I guess running for the primary right now for Borough Council, to be on Borough Council later. So we thought it would be a good idea to have her come in. And you guys can ask questions in a little bit, but I'm going to ask some questions first. And then we'll go from there. So how you feel? You excited to be here?
Nervous. You gotta, I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Right.
But I think about 5 minutes, I'll be relaxed enough, and then I'll be asking you questions.
Oh, I'm not running. You are.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I wish the elections were sooner. I'd want to jump in right now. I have so many ideas already in the works of people I've been talking to and things I've been doing that I literally wish I could just jump in right now.
What are some of your ideas? Give me.
Well, okay, so I'm going to keep some of them to myself.
Obviously,
but well, first I wanted to kind of talk about the main issues and things that have been going on.
Okay.
Get that out of the way.
You want to get
kind
into
of
that?
jump into the I want to then jump into the fun stuff later.
All right.
So the audit is something that is like, bold, italicized, largest font across the board. That is what everyone has been talking about, is this audit.
Right.
So we're just going to watch and hope that this gets done. For us to bring people into our community and for us to have investors come in and buy those storefronts up and to do things, we need to have a financial foundation. And that is not something we currently have right now. It is something that, before that is even done, the audits need to get fixed. The budget needs to get looked at. Everything needs to be transparent. I think like when the meeting minutes pop up, they should also do something where what was spent on the budget, out of the budget that month and stuff like that, so that everyone can kind of see what's going on, because we need that financial foundation.
Right.
And on top of everything else, there's been so much negative light shown on Coaldale for this past year. Yeah. Which actually is a good thing. It's bringing attention to people that don't know what's going on. We've been reelecting the same people term after term after term, not knowing what was going on behind the lines of everything, not knowing where our money was going and not understanding. We just, we see this name, we know that person, we're going to vote for them. But now you guys have done such an amazing job shining light on what is going on in Coaldale. Negative light so far, yes. Right. Not because of you guys, but because that's what's happening. Yeah. It's negative. And so investors, when they see a police officer's resignation letter read out loud like that and talked about in the borough meeting and nothing being done about it, you think an outside investor is going to want to come in here and get a storefront and have to deal with what a police officer couldn't deal with anymore? Yep. No. So we need that financial foundation started, and then we need to start shining a better light on Coaldale. We need to bring the morale of this community up.
100%.
We are a small town. So we need to start working together and start showing people why they should be investing in our community and marketing ourselves. But first, financially, we need to get stable.
Yeah.
We need to know what's going on with this money. We need to get those grants. We need that audit done, because these people that have been on the council, I don't know them personally. They may be very nice people for all I know. But they've known these audits have needed to be done every single year. And I don't know, it's been a decade or whatever they said.
From 10 or 12 years? Is that what it is?
7.
Okay, so for 7 years, the same people have been sitting there knowing this is needed to be done, and they have not helped their own community where there could have been grants. They've been stopping everything from happening. And now, we can't pull up receipts from back then. Well, of course not. You were supposed to be filing these things and taking care of this and having it audited, taking care of it and putting it away for that year and doing the next receipts in the next year. So when this audit ever gets done, I think that also needs to be insanely transparent to the community of what has happened. Because they were buying trucks for the police and stuff like that. Why?
Yeah.
Why did they need to do that? They didn't. I don't even think they knew where they were financially standing. So that's what I think is one of the main things that needs to get done first, is that foundation of our financial status with the borough itself.
Oh yeah, agree. 100% agree. We can't get investment if we don't have a stable financial anything.
No. Nothing. And you can't start talking about having another police force come in, because it's such a negative light. No one wants to work here. So that all needs to be turned around. So start talking about, it would be great to have coffee shops and pizza shops or Rita's, come in and stuff. Candy shops and stuff for the kids and things like a little, toy shop and things that to make it a small town, proud town. But no one is going to want to do that right now. So this is going to be a huge challenge. And along with this challenge is people don't want to put their time and effort into it. So you got people that are there, right, just go to the meetings, look at the paperwork and say, okay, I agree. Here's my signature. I'm done for the day. Yeah. Well, no, you can't do that anymore.
No, there's none of that. It has to be it's a big commitment.
It is. It's huge. You got to actually put your own personal time in to,
It's a part-time job. That's going to be a part-time job.
It could be more than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a big monster that I respect all the candidates that are running, because we are kind of all in the same place, and this is a monster of an event to take care of. Yeah. And it's not only all that's happening now, it's also integrating with the veteran council members when that time comes. Yes. So how is that going to go out?
Right. Right. You wonder if there's going to be a power vacuum, or if there's going to be we can all cooperate, because there's 4 people here that are clearly for the betterment of Coaldale. Right. Right. So these people either have to get on board and start working together, or not cause friction, not cause fighting, no infighting, no nothing. Prepare to hand it off to the next generation, because that's what a lot of you are. It's the next generation is ready to step up and say, we're going to take care of this now.
Right, we're going to handle it.
Let us do it. Now let us do it now. Either gently and nicely hand it off so we can do it, or don't. Or we'll just walk away and don't be a part of it if you can't do that. Right. That's my feeling.
And the new candidates that do get elected and come in, they can't be scared to stand their ground. Yeah. Because everyone's going to come in happy and wanting and learning and wanting these things. And hopefully the veteran candidates are going to be like, this is a new era. Let's work together. Let's be a team and fix things together. Yes. Let's figure out what you're good at and you're good at and you're good at, and let's get this team moving.
Yes. I think Kim's a great part of helping. We'll be able to be instrumental in helping new candidates navigate that process of coming in the door, knowing what they're doing, and getting everybody the right education and put it in the right direction to work for their strengths.
I love Kim.
Kim's amazing.
When we had that meeting and everything, just listening to her talk and just the word that comes off of her, she truly is a comfort to talk to, because she actually just sat there and listened and listened to the problems and was understanding and receptive to it. Yeah. So, yes.
And we need more of that.
Yeah, we definitely
need more
I'm surprised that other council members did not sit down and come to that meeting with her to support her in her actions to want to better things like that.
I am and I'm not.
Oh, I'm not surprised, but I'm kind of
You're disappointed. I think it's more of a disappointment.
There you go.
Why weren't more people there?
Right, because your job is for the community. It's not for yourself.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to do it for the community anymore, why are you there?
Right. And even at the community meetings, at least, one time Mr. Figner was there, and Mr. Radoka has been at the past too. He's made himself available for us.
Right.
So he is there too. So he is helping. I don't say he's not helping, but he is available. Right. At those meetings. I'm sure he'll be at Saturdays, and he will be in next Tuesday to do an interview as well. So we can talk to him. But yeah, we need that foundation of commerce and trust that the council is going to be like embracing business that wants to come here, embracing the investment, not shunning it, not, I don't want this here, or I don't want that there, not in this town, not me, I don't want this, it's not that. It's, we need to embrace business. Please come. How can we make this easier for you to invest here? Well, we want you to do it.
The investors are the ones that are bringing the money.
Yeah, it's their money that's going to be paying for stuff.
So if you want that to come in there and help with our budget and everything like that, you'd think you'd want people to come in.
Yeah, and that's how money's going to come in. That's how we're going to generate more money for the community. It isn't raising taxes on the moving fee, or raising the fee of the moving paper you have to get, or increasing fees for other things. That's not how you're going to, it's not going to sustain.
It's just living off of the community. That's what you're just living off of the community. And that will, obviously it's not succeeding. Yeah. It hasn't, and it's not. We don't have a police force anymore. We've had the same council members and no police force. Yeah. So it's just not working.
The time for change is more than ready. So.
Oh, I agree 100%. Yeah. And the thing is right now, like, we can't get investors in right away or whatever, but we will.
Yes.
And we have the complex that we can start using. I have so many ideas with this complex. We also have a beautiful soccer field behind the firehouse and everything like that. Yeah. We can have vendors come out, little markets every single month, something expected by the community. Yeah. A lot more family gatherings. I even want to start a committee for the funding for the 200-year anniversary that they've been talking about. I don't know. Yeah, we got to get a hold of Kim. We got a couple committees that we want to create and get the community involved with and starting. But I generally think right now the complex, because investors aren't going to come in right away, we got to build that foundation. We got to make Coaldale like this bright, shining small town that people want to come to. Yeah. I mean, they're driving, getting off that train in Tamaqua. Well, let me hop on the bus and go see what's going on at the movie theater. Let me go catch a bite to eat and stuff like that. We want that. Mm-hmm. We have to encourage that. So we need to make Coaldale look happy again. Yeah. So at the complex, you can rent it out. We need to figure out the stipulations by how we do that and everything. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, like, for the senior citizens, senior arts and crafts, boys and girls club, to
Bridge club for the seniors, to play cards.
That's the majority of our town is senior citizens.
Yeah, let's find.
So let's help them out and do arts and crafts with them. Take them to do bingo. There's a bingo thing in the. I've seen one. You've seen it. There's things that we can utilize for our community, and not just to make money off of, but to start building the morale, bring our neighbors together again. Yes, you know what I mean?
Yes, neighborly stuff.
And then there's like you got like local dojos and things like that. Well, let me go grab the sensei and ask him if he wants to come in and do a training thing for women for self-defense.
Right, do a 6-week course or something.
Right, and just maybe out of the kindness of his heart, or we just pay him a little bit of money, but to get him in here and get the community together, because right now it can't all be about the money making. Yeah,
it also has to be community. That's why I'm thinking the painting, the mural. Yes, it starts with that. Just right down there where people drive. Because
everyone that drives by it, they see that,
and they'll see. Oh, they're painting their stuff. They're just
starting to take care of it.
It's taking care of it. So that, and then you're right. The complex. That's a resource we're not utilizing. At all. There needs to be a committee created that focuses on marketing and bringing events and things to that complex, so we can generate community, but also bring in a couple bucks too.
Yes.
And then it also builds the reputation up of Coaldale that, hey, I heard that once a month on a Saturday they have this soiree at their complex where there's a band or something there, and there's vendors and there's things and there's stuff to do for kids.
Like at the Tamaqua Arts Center. I'm not quite sure what it's called. But they have artists and stuff that go in there all the time. They have weekly courses and stuff. Mm-hmm. Invite them over to the complex. Yeah. Every other Monday, let's do an art class or something. Mm-hmm. And then when summer kicks in and the kids are out, let's get the kids involved with things, sports and everything, because there's, the basketball hoop will be back up, and, sports outside and things like that, activities. Yeah. Or even tutors to help them through summer school and things like that, you know what I mean? I actually was looking into the Boys and Girls Club, and they're based out of Atlanta. I've been reaching out to them and stuff like that to find out. It's more about finding out for a building and stuff like that, and what they're willing to do and things. So it's a lot of paperwork and things, but I love that idea of having something for the children. I mean, we're going to have something for everyone, but the children really need something to do in this town. Otherwise, they're going to go ride their bikes out of town or something and look elsewhere, and there really isn't much.
We want people to be able to spend their money in Coaldale too. Spend your money here. Right?
Sign your kids up for some projects here or some different types of classes. You know, gardening's coming up. I'm sure you would love to do a class just to teach people how to do some urban gardening, you know what I mean? And how to grow from seeds or how to grow from plants. Things to help people and understand and just to get them out of the house and get them together and get them talking again. That's what we need. More better community things that are talking about building things. Not the chicken shit, horse shit that's going on in the community with people and this person's that, this person that. You know, what project we're building, let's do this weekend. Next weekend we'll do this. You know, that's what we need more positive. Neighborly love. We are a small town and a lot of people talk and a lot of people know each other. So let's make it a good small town. Get everyone together again. Well said. Any questions, darling? People just listening? They're listening. Everybody's listening. So you have any more ideas you want to express? I have some really good ideas. All right, let's hear it. So these are things now I have to do my research on. I do a lot of brainstorming. So if you hear some ideas come out for me that you don't like or you don't understand or you say, we can't do that, just let me know. Because if, you know, a lot of people have knowledge on town and everything. Stuff beyond what you know. So I'm just brainstorming here with the community and everything and just going to throw some things out there. But like, a dog park somewhere would be nice. Tear down some of these awful, you know, get our money up to pay for some of these dilapidated buildings. Tear them down, level the ground, have a little dog park. You know, get your dog license over at the borough office, and then you get to go take your dog over to the dog park then. And then that funds your dog park. Exactly. A community garden. I've told you this when we first met. I desperately want a community garden. It just would be an amazing thing. And then every time, you know, the crops are starting to come in and stuff like that, then we have a little vendor sale. You know what I mean? And let's bring the crops over there. You guys can pick out what you need. Whoever's been working on. Just a giveaway here. Yes, whoever's been working on, get the things you need and help each other. So then we look, you know, it's more about just being together again. Doing things together as a community. We were thinking about doing canning classes. Just do classes on canning. Complex right over there. You set up like a 2-hour course or however. You guys know how long that takes. Like Channel 1 Messed Up News and his bologna. He could come in. He might not want to share his recipes or anything, but he could come in and give a course on how to make the bologna. And a lot of people would love to come and see him, and they would pay for that to come in and sit with him and see. So there's just so many ways to fundraise and make this money. So I had another crazy idea, but this is something I have to really dive into. So when I first moved here, my family and I, it was just me and my children when we moved up here, we were into something called geocaching. Oh, I've heard of this. Okay, so I'm not going to quite, you know, I can go into this for hours, so I'm not going to sell geocaching quite yet. But there were geocaches in the woods behind Coaldale. So where the Rod and Gun Club is there's like a entrance to the woods. Now, I don't know if it's trailhead, if it's a designated trailhead. I don't know exactly what it is. But I did look on this Hunter app that I have that kind of shows the border lines of everything. There's a lot of woods for Coaldale back there. I don't know if it's owned by Coaldale or the mines. But there's a lot back there. I've rode dirt bikes back there. I've taken the kids on walks back there. We went geocaching back there. There's some historic sites back there. Old foundations for milling and they're back there. I found those through geocaching. It would be great to take these trails, put a trailhead sign on it. There's so many out there. Put mile markers and routes, like blue route go this way, red route go this way, you know. There's, you know, a little bit of flooding and drainage, but there's, you know, we could get volunteers to put one of those little like boardwalk planks going over certain areas and stuff like that. and then have a community like geocaching event where people make the different geocaches and they put them out there. And then one day everyone loads up the app and we go out and we find them together as a community. It's such a great thing to do with your kids. So if you're always looking for something free to do with your children, download this geocaching app. It's all over the world. I have over 500 everywhere I've ever been stationed over the entire country. And it's amazing. It'll bring you to historical sites, which is it's my favorite thing. Right. Which that's why I went out into the woods back there. I'll show you on my thing later after this. But it's something that we could do to bring people outside, and kids and families can get involved in it. And then it helps because it's a free thing to do. Yeah. So that's something I really have to look into, though, because of the woods situation and it's in our borough, but who actually owns it. And, you know, when you start putting trails out there, like designated trails, then there's liabilities and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. So that's something I'm deep diving into, but I love stuff like that because I love the outdoors. So that was another one of my ideas. Go ahead.
Is there any more?
I probably do.
One more?
I was thinking about doing, so after Easter, a lot of kids get bicycles, some don't. I was thinking about doing like a donation of bicycles, people that have older bikes and stuff like that. Yep. And since we don't have a police force, maybe talking to the Tamaqua police force or some state police and have a police ride with the kids day. Get them out there, teach them, you know, out over by Choose or something where they'll have snacks and stuff running so they can earn some money that way. And then have the police teach the kids about the laws of riding bikes in the neighborhood and
bicycle
things like
safety,
that. Bicycle safety. And then have them go out and ride with them. And maybe the mayor would love to do and get involved, some council members, you know. Parents and stuff, and just have a day of biking, and just have like a map out there, you know, and the senior citizens can come out, make signs for us and stuff like that to, you know, go on and make it just things to get everyone together. So many ideas.
You said council members on bikes, and I just went to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
No. Council members on bikes.
I'll ride a bike.
Yeah, but that's a great idea. Bikes, get people out, and even the trails to ride those trails back there for bikes too.
Because I noticed there's ATV and dirt bike trails because they also have hill climbs up there. Yep. So everything would kind of have to be designated for where you can walk and where you can do certain things at. But it's a great little area back there. So it's something that can be utilized. It's in our town, and who doesn't love going for a walk with their dog?
There's all that goes all the way down, like into Seek, down like. But
you could actually take those trails into Nesquehoning. You can go all the way down. I'll show you later, but so they do go out of the borough. Yep. But I'm just specifically looking at the ones inside. But
like even Bull Run is part of the borough.
Oh well, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's slow. From here all the way down there is a good haul.
Oh yeah.
By walking.
Oh yeah.
And those are nice.
And you need just a number of things, or like turn around now for shorter, short loops and stuff like that. But because I used to go hiking everywhere I used to live. That was my thing, was hiking. Right. And when I found that, I was like, this is amazing. So there's a lot here that we can utilize right now until bigger,
It comes to being an open mind, because you get that, and then so I'll play devil's advocate and be the borough here. Be like, well, who's going to maintain the trails? Who's going to put trail markers up there? We're going to have to pay for that. Our borough workers are overwhelmed. They can't do it. So who's going to do it? Are you going to do it? Right? That's what they'll shoot at you.
Right.
So you got to prepare.
I'm already ready for that, though, because Kim brought up a great idea during that meeting was committees. You have people that have nothing. Not saying they don't have nothing going on.
Outdoor recreational committee.
Yes, but they would love to get out. I would go out there and I would do it after rainstorms and stuff. You go check the trails out, make sure that everything's okay. I would have volunteered for that immediately. Right. Yeah. So there are people in the community that are willing to help for nothing.
It's just organizing the people.
Exactly.
You have to organize.
Exactly. So committees for different things with the people involved.
Not just sitting everything on the borough council's lap.
And expecting them
to handle it. Now we realize, okay, we should be having committees that are in charge of these things.
Yes.
Okay, now let's put a committee together for the codes. Let's put a recreational committee together. Let's put a complex committee together. I think those three right there committees would be three that we would need to start immediately to start heading to spring.
Yes. Right? Yes. Oh gosh, definitely.
Those three.
Yes, I was looking
200-year anniversary committee too.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's time now to start funding because we do Rock the Block, which is amazing, but we want to go bigger.
Yeah, we want to.
And I was thinking,
we need Post Malone here for that.
Yeah, I'm not just thinking like a Rock the Block. I'm thinking like a month type of thing,
a whole month.
Where we're celebrating, like where Mike might open the Angela and have a special event here for one day. So we get a calendar out for that month of the 200-year anniversary. We're going to have something going on here this day. We're going to have something going on here this day. Oh, right. Tommy's is going to have a cake baking contest here this day. Right. You know, a chili cook-off at the fire station this day. And then like at the end of it, just a big party.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But just constantly throughout the whole, and then the Historical Society. We need to bring him in and truly have him show everyone why we're celebrating. It's a birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, have him put together a huge thing and be able to set up a screen in the park if he could put a video together.
Oh my God, like yes, that would be amazing.
Something to show.
Oh, that would be amazing.
At the end of it, you know, cheer on Coaldale, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah. So I think that committee should be, you know, put in place because the earlier you start funding for things, then...
Yeah, the sooner we start on it, the better.
Yes,
the
more you can do then.
Yeah,
then the less you're asking of Coaldale to say, hey, can we get something for this?
Yeah.
Because the less we're taking away from that tax money, the better. So
yeah, start fundraising for it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Any more? That's good, right?
Go ahead, ask away.
All right. So
I have a question.
Oh yeah, let's see what any the folks have.
Someone asked, they're having issues seeing this, but they knew you were on, so they just sent me a message. What would you like to see happen with the police? Rebuild versus the contracting out?
Okay, so from small town rumors and everything, I think we're going to be contracting out to Tamaqua.
That's my understanding.
That's mine too, for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I want the police force back. When I first moved here, you knew all the police officers, and Officer Todd was probably one of the most amazing men that I met while I was here.
But he saw them all the time.
Yeah,
just the presence.
He knew
perfect.
my kids. He knew my family. He always was talking to us. We need that kind of presence back. We want the police, though, to want to be here. Okay, you can't get a police force if they don't want to work here.
Right.
So if we are going under contract with the Tamaqua Police, which is something that I don't think any of the candidates can change now, because this is happening now.
Yeah, it's going to be, you're going to have to deal with the decision that they make.
So if it's under a contract, there's nothing we can do until it ends. But if they don't go in that direction, or if it's a short contract, I think a main goal would definitely bring the police back, because when you start seeing on the news and reading about it in articles that Coaldale no longer has police force, they're coming from, I mean, you're inviting.
Yeah, you're like, hey, everybody, look at these people, look at these potential victims.
It's going to take 45 minutes to an hour for someone here to get to you. So, I mean, you're kind of almost inviting that in. So a lot of that, you know, also negative attention. You want investors coming in and putting your storefronts in, they want it protected. They want a police force.
Yeah, no vandalism, you know, none of that crap. But we don't have that, which is good. It's nonsense.
So
people
far.
in the cars.
Yes, so far.
It's that crap.
But definitely, we need a police force.
I think, in my opinion, we should temporarily, if it's a 3 to 5 year contract with Tamaqua, we do a 3-year contract, or even if it's a 5-year contract. That at least takes the police issue off our back. We support the police. We support Tamaqua in their decisions and how to run it. We don't get overbearing. We're not up their asses about stuff. We let them run it. That gives us to go, right, what you said, focus on the foundation of our finances.
Exactly.
Right?
So this gives us time. We can
focus on finances while the police is under control.
Right.
And then we can revisit it when the contract comes up and say it's 5 years. At the 4-year mark, we can revisit and say, okay, what are we going to do?
Yes.
What position are we in now that we can bring in our own police force? If we're going to do it, how are we going to transfer from Tamaqua to Coaldale and become us again?
Right.
Right. How does that all happen? And then now we're sitting on these cars for how many years?
Yeah,
we'll have to dump those
yeah.
eventually. So then it becomes we have to invest in new vehicles.
Yeah.
So then there's a money thing sitting there. But in 5 years from now, we have a ton of business going on. Coaldale's making a huge amount of money, and we can say, hey, we can afford this now.
Yes, because it's kind of taken a huge load off of things right now. So we can build our financial foundation.
Yeah.
And once we get that going and our budget going and our fundraising going and our events going and everything going, then the revenue is going to start coming in to where we can get police vehicles and we can afford this again.
Yep. Yep. We can afford to pay right. We can afford a proper chief. All of that stuff. But I think there's a lot of moving pieces that all have to fall into place to make all of these things happen. But it all starts with all of you new people getting in and making it so.
Right, exactly.
And being open to the having committees and getting the people who want to get their paddles and row and not just sit in the boat with us.
Oh, yeah. There's work to be done.
There's work to be done. Any other questions there?
Mm-mm.
No? All right. Well, we're talking about police, and we always like conspiracy theories here in Coaldale and hooting and hollering about people and their backgrounds. So have you ever been arrested?
Yes and no.
Right? What does it mean?
Okay, so
have you ever been put in jail or spent time incarcerated in any capacity?
Oh, in jail?
Yeah.
No.
No, right? But you get pulled over by the police and you get a fine for something or other.
No, I don't even have a speeding ticket.
Really?
When I was in the military.
She just got one.
No, I was in the military and I've always had anxiety and shaking and stuff.
Okay.
They thought I was, throwing a few back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and military police are a little bit more rougher on their people.
Okay.
So, they didn't have the blood breathalyzers. So
right.
they literally handcuffed me, brought me to the station. I'm like, I'm anxious. And then,
right.
then when they found out I didn't have any alcohol and then they found my prescription and stuff, for.
Well, sorry about that.
Yeah. And oh God, he was like, don't please tell my first sergeant, and gave me a ride home and stuff. That was my closest to ever being handcuffed.
That's your closest to ever being arrested?
I try to be a good girl.
So then my follow-up question of, do you have any criminal record of any nature is out the window?
Well, no, but that was fun.
Right? I guess there's a difference.
Because I went from sitting in the back to sitting in the front, having him where do you want me to take you?
Yeah, you went from a prisoner to the transport.
He chauffeured me around after that, apologizing. So yeah.
Well, then this one here will cover because we know how people are. Are you an alcoholic, drug addict, or engaged in any type of prostitution of yourself or others, including animals?
I've stopped. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I don't do any of that. No.
Nothing, right? So
No.
there's no criminal stuff. You've never burned a bag of puppies and beat an old lady with them or
Oh my God.
Nothing.
I love animals. That would be another thing. I'll be over here adopting all the animals in the world if I could. No, I'm not that.
I would take all the dogs.
I would. All the senior dogs too.
All right. Well. So how long have you lived in Coaldale?
Okay, so I think about 8 years.
8 years?
8 years. I came up here from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. What part?
Sumter.
The forts. So
there was an Air Force base out there.
Military then?
Yeah, I've lived in so many different communities. I lived in 9 different states. Texas, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Utah, Montana. Mm-hmm. And the thing with me, and this is one of the main reasons why I am running, is because being in the military and being a military family and constantly moving, you rely on your community.
Right.
You have this bond with people that you don't even know because you're all living together, and the camaraderie between the people is just amazing. Right. And everyone's inviting and caring and will mow your lawn and do these things for you and help you unbox the people you don't even know. Mm-hmm. And being here for 8 years with my kids and everything, just trying to step back up into life and get things moving and stuff, I'm finally into a position where I want that here. Mm-hmm. I want that camaraderie here. The feeling of knowing that your neighbors have your back and that you're always going to be okay is an amazing way to live. Right. And I've lived it everywhere that I've been. And I've done things for those communities. Everyone will pitch in and just do things for the communities. Big Thanksgiving dinners in the hall just in case you couldn't do it at home. And just, it was amazing. And I want to see that here because we have a beautiful small town that has great, amazing people in it. Mm-hmm. I've been going out, now and meeting the people of the town and everything like that. And it just, some will just stay home and stay in their houses because they don't want to deal with whatever,
Right, yep.
It's time to get people back out again. And that camaraderie is so amazing. And I want to share that. I want to give that to the community.
That's awesome. So I guess that answers The answer to the second question is like, I guess, sort of like why you decided to run because you want to.
I've seen amazing things happen when people come together.
Right.
So, and it's time for a change here, and it's time to give the community what they deserve.
That's true. So, military, what branch did you serve?
Air Force.
And what did you What did you do in the Air Force?
Okay, so any military people that may be listening or watching later, I was a munitions apprentice and then journeyman and then expert. I built bombs, missiles.
You're truly the bomb.
I worked, look at me go. I worked on AIM-9 guidance systems, multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment. Anything that blew up, I handled. Most of the military knows it's called ammo, and there's terminology that comes after that. If you see this and you put it in the notes and you know if you ain't ammo, you ain't, you write it down and I'll call you. I'm not going to say it here though.
Right.
But I loved it so much. Like I said, I was always into the squadron and doing things. So after you have to do so much time in your job and everything, then I became an Air Force recruiter. Okay. So I recruited out at Tillman Square in Allentown. And I went to all the different schools and things like that. I stood in front of teenagers. I was in my early 20s, mind you, so I still looked like a teenager. Right. But, I was standing in the auditorium talking to all these kids about the great things that there were going on, because a lot of people, when they hear certain things about the military, they're jaded, just like, any other thing. But I loved it so much. So I wanted to help. I always wanted to help kids. Right. And I found that through recruiting, I was actually able to help kids. It wasn't about numbers. Yeah, right. Nice. How many years did you serve? Okay, so I served close to 10, and then some inactive reserve, a little bit of a medical discharge. Right. I wish I could be in there. I'm riddled with lots of metal in my right leg, so I can never go back, but I don't, this to me is my opportunity to give back. Right. Take all of what you've learned and accrued over all those years in the military and community building and teamwork. And chain of command, baby. Yeah. And you have no idea how great people work together. Like, that's what I see and I envision if I'm elected and I go back and I'm in there with these veteran council members. I envision us integrating with each other and working together for the better good of everything. Right. Because there's no reason for headbutting, there's no reason for drama, there's no reason for arguing. Yep. And also the way I look at it, a lot of the things are situational that happen in there, those arguments and stuff. They're situational. So if it's a fact-based argument, right, it's black and white. So no matter how much this one person says no, it's black and white. There's no question about it. Yeah. But then when it comes down to an opinion-based, and they do that, say yes or no type of thing, and it turns into more of an opinion-based thing. Yes. I think everyone has the right to speak their mind on why their opinion is and everything like that, and just keep it on a professional level the whole entire time. Because you're not always going to compromise. That's something that actually, when you're making a decision, it's not a compromise. Someone's going to be like saying no, but it's too bad. Yeah. You're just gonna. People are going to have to be able to say, I don't like your decision, but I'm not going to hold it against you, and I'm not going to, no sour grapes. It is what it is. Let it go. Yes. That's and it. Here's the facts, and this is what it is. And, the majority says this. Accepting what you don't want is a hard thing, I've noticed there. Right. Yeah. So, oh well, you have to. You're going to have to. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Definitely noticed that too. Any questions? Nope. No questions? 40 minutes in. I mean, there's a lot of suggestions, but then, those are things that you can... Like suggestions for committees or... What do you got? Oh, jeez. I'm not on it. I'm on my questions here. I'm not even into... I told you this was going to happen. Like bike parades for the kids. Oh, yeah. Having the Lehigh
Anthracite donate rocks for them to paint.
Now, that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want the community to brainstorm. So all these things, I don't know, you have to rewatch the whole thing to get those little comments out or whatever.
Nope, you can just read the comments.
Okay, so then I want to write them down. That's what I want. I want the community to brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
What does the community want?
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we can look into it and we can figure out what we can do and give it back to the community, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's our job.
Yeah.
And I want to do it now. I'm not even elected, but I'm ready to just jump in and start helping because it's time to bring the morale up around here.
Yes.
Especially a lot of family events, things for the kids when summertime rolls around, because it's hard. There's nothing for these children to do, and we need to help give them something. Slip and slide contest. Get a bunch of slip and slides out there at the hills, and just like over at the soccer field, and just have all the kids come and stuff like that for a day, and just anything.
Yep. There was a suggestion about a large event for clothes, shoes, household items, things that are donated for people to not purchase, but
to come in. Is there?
Donate.
Coldale
I
has
think
a free.
there's free
cycle.
Coldale.
Yeah. So you don't want to step on toes.
I don't know if there's a cost to that.
Right.
But there is free Coldale.
Right.
Coldale free. Free Coldale.
The free cycle.
Free cycle. Thank you.
Wonder if the Lehigh Anthracite would donate rocks or painted rock program for kids to paint rocks to put around town.
Yeah, I've seen other towns doing that. And I think it's almost like on that geocaching line where you go and you look for things and then you re-hide it.
Boy Scouts usually will do trail markers as part of Eagle Scout projects.
I like that.
Yeah, contact them.
Yep. See, these are the things that I needed to know.
Yeah.
See, I throw my ideas out. I want to hear other ideas, and then I want to build off of it.
Throwing a bunch of ideas at the wall, and not all of them will stick, but it may trigger an idea in someone else who says, "Oh, this," and then boom, something comes of that.
And something comes of it.
Right?
Exactly.
You can't be afraid to have more. Just pushing ideas. Got to be pushing ideas. We can't be afraid to try something, fail, and then learn from it, and then okay, now we know how to do this, and we may do a couple things, we fail from it.
Yeah, just tweak it a little bit and try again, and then see, because we all know now what the problem childs are, and we addressed that in the beginning with the audits and stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's time to start getting the morale boost that we need while we're working on that financial foundation. So there's so much. I have so many ideas.
Right.
It's just more of knowing what we can and can't do and how to go about it.
It's going about it. It's figuring out. I think the committees is the biggest thing.
Yes.
Once we figure out the committees, get the people in the places, and start putting people in action for each case, things will start to snowball. It just picks up, start picking up pace.
Right.
Everything will pick up pace.
Right,
Like,
definitely.
the complex needs to be revitalized. That little park with the caboose down here on 209. There's a little miners park.
I love that. And there's a little cart on there that says ammo.
Yeah. Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that should be revitalized in some nature.
Oh my God, you could literally just clean that up a little bit, put like a bench or something there and a trash can, because people tend to be a little bit, you know what I mean? And people go sit there and have lunch or something.
Right,
Pull over on because it's going down to it, and just pull over and have your lunch and stuff like that. Take pictures, hide a geocache over there. It'll drag people. I'm going to explain this to you later.
I know what it is. I know. I know.
But that draws people from out of the town and stuff to come.
Like, oh, there's one there.
Yeah, there's a new geocache. Let's go check it out, and then let's have lunch here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never knew how big that was, but it is.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. It's brought me so many places.
Yeah.
It's even in other countries.
I believe it. Yeah, right? Because you leave here, you go somewhere, you're like, oh, I'm in Germany. There's geocaching here. Right?
Beautiful thing.
So geocaching, if you don't know, is basically there's certain types of different items that somebody will hide somewhere in the woods, or even like they'll put it in the mall or something.
Yeah.
And you can track it down and find out where it is, and I guess you can
it's a free app. It's a free app.
You take a picture of mark that you've been there. You sign like a little piece of paper, and you can fold it up and put it in a little thing and leave it behind for somebody else.
Sometimes the fun ones. Well, yeah. Now sometimes there's really fun ones too, which I take the kids for. They're like ammo cans, and they'll put a bunch of toys in it and stuff like that. And it's called, you take one and you put one in.
Right.
So,
take one,
people that like do arts and crafts would like, this one lady used to blow and make her own beads and stuff. So she would put her special glass beads in these, and then someone would take her glass bead and put some special like old antique things in there. And
so people have their own unique things they can leave behind.
Yes, and so they're also marketing their company as people are going. But it's a fun thing for the kids. It's a treasure hunt.
It is a treasure hunt.
It's
literally
because around here a lot of them are tiny. So But if we can hit the trails up, you can put bigger ammo cans out there, and they're hidden and stuff. You have to find it, and there's clues and stuff.
Right.
And then you just mark it off and go to find your next one. But it's free.
Yeah.
Free is good.
Free is the best. The more free, the better. All right. You ever played this or that?
No. Is this okay?
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some this or that questions.
How do you just...
Well, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Bad breath or body odor?
Oh. Bad breath.
Never have to sleep or never have to eat?
I love sleeping. Never have to eat.
Pizza or tacos?
What about taco pizza?
No, it has to be one or the other.
Pizza, all the way. You can have so many different
day.
types of pizza.
Painful truth or comforting lie?
Painful truth.
Travel back in time or to the future?
Back in time.
Give up your legs or give up your arms?
Definitely arms.
Really? I think I'd give up the legs.
No.
I'd want the arms.
I need to be mobile.
But if I figure mobile, you're in a wheelchair or something.
I want to be out in the woods and hiking and camping and stuff.
I feel that you can attach things to your arms to maneuver.
Oh, so you didn't. So now we're attaching things.
Right? I mean, if you no legs.
You're changing the rules here a little bit.
But you still have no legs.
So it's no legs, bionic arms. I mean, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
Partial robot or no robot?
I think I would go with legs. I want to keep my arms because I want to eat. I don't want to feed myself.
So yeah, I want to sleep. So I mean,
I don't want to eat.
I'll go do a long hike and pass out.
There you go. Never be able to speak again or never be able to hear again?
Never be able to speak again. I want to always hear my kids' voices and tell them to hear mommy and I love you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
That was a good one.
You could always learn sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one for you. Save 10,000 strangers from certain death or one loved one?
10,000 strangers.
Really? Oh, that's not your answer. You're thinking about it still? Go ahead, think it over. Take your time because I wouldn't save 10,000 strangers.
Honestly, I want to say my loved one, but I have, it depends on what loved one,
It's your child.
Listen, Grandma,
It's your firstborn child.
you're 9, you totally changed the rules. Firstborn child stays with me. 98-year-old grandma, I'm going to save these 10,000 people that might have kids and families and stuff.
Only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Whisper, I don't like loud.
Yeah, right. I think whispering would be better. I'd rather be able to whisper.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at almost an hour. What do you got? You got anything else? I think we did a good...
I have something to ask you.
Go ahead. Oh, no.
Okay. So I'm not going to ask you to run and everything because I've been already pounding that.
I know,
in.
you and a lot of people.
So,
we'll see. Write-ins are still available.
I have some ideas, like I've been doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, I was wondering if you could put up one of those posts that has like a voting thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I wanted to know from the community
Right.
How they feel about campaigning door to door. If they would actually want to talk to someone that would be knocking on their door about their campaign, because that's like an old school thing to meet people one-on-one and kind of get to know them, give them 10 minutes of your time. Or if you're uncomfortable with opening the door to a stranger or even just, you don't want someone in your house because it looks a mess or whatever it may be,
Right.
how people feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really want to look into that a lot more because I want to get myself out there. I want to meet the community as much as I possibly can, which I will be doing events and stuff, but there's going to be people that don't leave their house and homes.
Or can at the time.
Right.
And
So,
all that stuff.
if you could put something out there just to kind of get a general idea of what the community, no, I don't want people at my house. Don't come to my house.
Yeah, right.
Because then I'll know, well, I'm going to set up a booth then one day and have people come if they want to talk to me.
Right.
Or I'll be on this block if you want to come visit me.
Visit me, right.
Type of thing.
Right.
But I want to know how they feel about that because that's an old school campaigning type thing. And,
Right.
and just
sometimes sitting down at the kitchen table with somebody and having a conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Changes
actually
things.
done that already and met some amazing people. So, but others don't want you to knock on their door. They don't want to be bothered on their, time off and stuff like that.
Right.
So I just want that general idea so I can know where
And
to
even
go
if
with that.
we said, hey, on Saturday from 10 to 2, Robyn will be going around town knocking on doors. would you be interested?
Yeah.
You know,
throw
let
your
people know.
address down.
There's
or
a
something.
time,
Yeah.
frame to be aware and just,
Yeah. I just want to see where people kind of, fall on that. So.
Yeah. What you got?
Do a booth at the Rock the Block.
Well, see, that's what I said. I'm going to do,
Yeah.
I do plan on setting up booths multiple times.
Right.
But not everyone goes there.
Right.
So I want to reach to everyone,
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that just kind of hermitize into their houses and want to stay home.
Right. They'd rather have you.
I do.
It's easier for them to
It
come
take-
to you.
Yeah.
A lot of our older people who can't get out
Exactly.
and come to a community meeting would
So-
actually love to have you come to their home and chat with them.
Well, I would love to sit down and just
Right.
talk to people.
Yep.
As you can tell, I can talk. So,
Yeah.
but
This is going great.
it's get to know people, not just, the things you've heard and what I want to do and stuff, but actually see me as a person, my
Yeah.
morals and things like that.
Great for all the candidates to do it.
But I
Right.
want to see what the community wants. Because if people don't,
People are like, if
don't come knocking on my door.
yeah, so stay away.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So.
But if we make an announcement a couple days or a week ahead of time, saying, hey, this day, Robyn or Rosie or Robyn will be on the east side, Rosie will be on the west side, and then they're going to swap. And,
Right.
Right? But you never know if you may sit with somebody for 2 hours, have an amazing conversation, and not be able to get everybody one day.
Right. But you're still, that
still out
one
there.
person is still a vote.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they have the option to not be there.
Exactly.
If they don't want to talk.
You don't want to answer your door, don't answer your door.
Yeah. Sorry, no thanks. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Anything else?
We've already got a yes for the door to door.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah.
That's good. Well, you got anything to add? No. You sure? You can if you want.
Let me see here. Some of the stuff I'm still going to keep to myself.
Yeah, you don't have to let everything go. We're going to have another couple of these.
But I plan on jumping in and start doing things for the community now. I'm
Now's the time.
not really worried about the election and, because that's way down the line. It's time to start helping the community now.
Yep.
And I have the time and I can do things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You've got leadership background, you got military experience, you know how it is to team build, work with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership, which is the biggest thing we need now is leaders. We need leadership.
Yeah.
In a big way.
Right. Yeah, so I'm already going to start jumping in and doing things for the community. So they'll be seeing me out and about regardless.
Mm-hmm. It's getting nicer out too.
Anyone could always come up and talk to me, ask me questions, even if they don't want to vote for me, if they just want to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chat. Just nice to get to know somebody.
Yep.
And know what you're about. Anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Then you should wrap this up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Don't forget, Angela Drone Soccer. I don't have the dates in front of me, so I can't announce it to you. But just go back to the
29th.
beginning.
29th.
I think it is. That's when it is. The 29th.
We're in the morning, they're in the afternoon.
All right. Drone Soccer, Channel 1's Easter egg hunt. Well, that's still down the road. And the community meeting. And don't forget to say hi to Robyn if you see her out in public. So be happy to talk to you. Robyn, any last words? Words of wisdom? Go ahead. Shoot a words of wisdom out there. Come on. Quick.
Oh, geez. Now I'm on the spot. I'm
Let's
talking
go.
this whole time.
I know.
I
Let's
gave
go.
you a bunch of words of wisdom.
One word. Come on. A phrase. Something. Do it or not. There is no try.
I already said it once. I served my country, and I'm ready to serve this community. I'm ready. Let's
There
do
we
it.
go. Sounds good to me. I'll vote for you.